Okay, so this week I want to speak about soul contracts. So to understand soul contracts, we first got to understand the concept that you are a soul, that you are energy, that you're a spark of God, whatever it is that you want to call it, but that you are a soul in this physical body. Because soul contracts don't make any sense if you don't actually know you're a soul. That's the first part. Then the second part to understand is that you have been here many times before. Now, I understand that that can be challenging for some people to take on board, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I know because I believed in reincarnation. I don't even believe, I had a knowingness from the time I was very young. But then even bigger than that, in clinic, over the last decade, I have worked with many people who literally had something that could not be healed until basically we ended up going back, and it was something that came from sometimes 10, 15 lives ago. So to really grasp soul contracts, you've got to A, understand your soul, B, understand that you've been here many times before. And that leads to the third part, or C, the most important thing about contracts is that when you go between lives, and you don't just usually, die on a Wednesday and come back on a Thursday. Usually there's a process between lives. In that time, you get to sit down and choose what it is you want to learn in this lifetime. Now, this is like, I am covering this at a very high-end level in this video. There is so much more to this. I don't want you to think this is just this simple and it's just like that. But for the purpose of this video, let's actually bear with me on this. So we go in, we make a decision on, as souls, what we want to learn, what we want to change in the next lifetime. We sign contracts with other souls. Now, you will notice sometimes that when you look back on your life, there'll be certain patterns. And, you'll have that, it'll be the same thing that'll happen, when you with your boyfriend when you were 20. It's the same thing that happened with your serious partner when you're 25. And now the same thing is happening with your husband when you're older. Same. It's you decided that you wanted to learn whatever it is, and you've signed these soul contracts. Why is this important? Like, why are soul contracts important? Well, they completely change how we see anxiety, because we begin to understand the whole big picture. And we understand that we don't have to be scared of the same thing happening again once we do the internal work. It changes how we see trauma, because on some level we sign up for these things as a soul. See, another soul can harm your body, but can they really harm your soul? Like, we have to raise our level of thinking. And equally, and probably even most important to realize, is that we're not stuck with these contracts. You can actually learn to renegotiate them. And this is where it really comes into getting rid of anxiety, getting rid of past trauma. And when you begin to live like that, it's just different. It's just, you are freer. It's just, you don't give energy to things that don't serve you. You're like, yeah, that was my soul contract. I signed that up. Yeah, that's cool. I learned what I need to learn from it. I've let that go, my energy. Because here's the thing. When you have trauma in the past that you haven't truly healed, maybe you've talked about it for 10 years, that's not healing it. But when you have trauma that you haven't healed, it sits in your energy field. It makes you heavy. And it also impacts the chances of having anxiety. So I hope this helps. Look, if you want to know more and you wanted to do some one-to-one work, there is a link down below which will show you, give you the option of having 15 minutes to connecting with me to ask me more. If you want to do it and you want to actually have a lesser investment, there will be opportunities coming up in the next month or two, which will enable people to actually do this work in a group setting. So you can really get the most of it in a way that is very cost effective and just really, really renegotiates and changes. Here's the thing. Whether you're aware of this or not, if you have soul contracts that are causing you anxiety, that are preventing you from moving forward, that are preventing you from gaining the wealth you want, the truth is, it's costing you anyway. You are actually paying a cost. So I hope this was helpful. Love to hear from you. Really appreciate that you open my emails and that you watch my videos. If you want to know more, join me on the Spiritual Hypnotherapist Facebook page, or just keep watching the videos. See you on the next one. Have a great week.